Good day, students. Welcome to the second session of Electronic Spreadsheet Unit 2 of IT 402. Now, in our last class, we had learned about a few of the advanced features of OpenOffice Calc. That is, we had learned how to consolidate data, how to use subtotals, and also how to create scenarios, edit and delete scenarios, and also work with precedence and tracing precedence and dependence. Now, in today's class, we are going to learn about the what if analysis using multiple operations, goal seek, and solver. These are the topics which we will be covering in today's class. Now, what is multiple operations tool? So, since last time I had already explained to you what is a scenario. So, a scenario is that when I create a particular use a particular formula and replace the values with different values, I can create and save scenarios for my future use. Now, the what if analysis is unlike the scenarios, a multiple operations tool does not present the alternate versions in the same cell or in a drop down list. Instead, multiple operations tool creates a formula array, a separate set of cells that give you the alternate results for the formula used. So in case of a scenario, you would have seen that using a drop down menu, I could select the scenarios S1, S2 and S3 and the varying results were seen in the same cell. Whereas in case of multiple operations, this what if analysis, that is what if the value changes to different values using the same formula, that is given as a separate set in a separate set of cells, and the resulting values are displayed besides it. So you will understand it much better with the help of the next example that I am going to teach you.
In our previous session, we had learned how we can create multiple scenarios and understand how the same formula can be applicable for multiple values. But in case of scenarios, we saw that at the same place the scenario was being changed and the values were being displayed. Now we go on to how we can do this particular what if analysis on multiple operations. So here now I have got the same formula, principal, rate of interest, number of years, and the simple interest is calculated using the formula over here. Now here, if I want to find out what would be the change with multiple values but in different locations. So let's take that for 2 lakhs and 3 lakhs and so on. I want to find out the multiple values, how it is going to affect the interest rate. Let's take up to 1 crore like this. So now what would be the interest rates for these different principal amounts? I want to do it using and in a different location. So I will click on to data. First I will select the two cells the two range where I want to display the interest rate. Now I will go to data, multiple operations, and here in this dialog box I am going to tell where in which cell is the formula that is going to be calculated. So my formula is of simple interest is in this cell, so I will select this particular cell. Now what is the row input cell? So in the column input cell, I am going to put the column that is what is going to change the interest. I want to find out the varying interest, the principal on these different principles, what is going to be the interest rate. So I am going to click on the column input, that is the principal, and because it isn't written in column form like this, here it is going to be in this particular column and the input is this principal amount, and I'll say okay. So now it will tell you, 1 minute, here is the interest. Yeah, now here you will realize that it is already calculated. So for 2 lakh rupees at 5% interest, it is 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, like this. It calculates the entire value based on this particular interest rate. So this is called as a multiple operation, that is in column input. Now let us understand how we can have the row input, that is multiple operations using two. So now I want to use the column input as well as the row input for the next example. So first here I want the different rates. So the rate is going to be, let's take varying rates, 3%, 4%. We have already calculated for 5%, so I am avoiding that, 6% and 7%. Okay. Now here the principal amount again is going to vary, say 1 lakh, 2 lakhs and so on. So I'll just select this and I can increase it to say up to 7 lakhs. Okay. So I'll just increase the font size for you all to see properly. Yeah. Now here the principal is also varying here and the rate of interest is also varying. So now how to do that? So first again select this entire range, that is the range in which you want the data. Yes, here. Now go to data, multiple operations. Now where is the formula that you want to calculate? You want to calculate the simple interest, the formula for which is on in this particular cell. So I click on this cell. Next is what is the row input. Now in the row what is changing? This particular row we have got the different varying interest rates. So in this formula where is the rate? Here in this cell. And in the column input what is changing in this particular column? That is the different principal amounts are changing. So where is the principal in this formula? It is over here in this particular column. So here I click on this. So my row input, this is the row input, the different varying rates, and in my column input I am giving the different principal amounts. And when I click on OK, it calculates the entire chart for me, whereby I can understand now that with 1 lakh and 3% interest for 1 year, it is 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Now here I can also immediately get it's like a ready reckoner. For 4 lakh rupees at 6%, I am going to get 24,000. At 6 lakhs, 3%, it is going to be 18,000. So this way I can get to calculate both the rate of interest, varying rate of interest, and the varying principal amount, and I can do my calculations very quickly using multiple operations.
Now that you have understood one example of how to use the multiple operations, let us go to the problem which has been given to you in your PDF file. Here you have got a producer who produces toys at 10 rupees per piece, and the cost of producing the toy is 2 rupees, and in addition there is a fixed cost of 1000 rupees per year for the production. So how much profit does he make if he has to sell up the number of toys? So now we are going to solve this entire problem which is there in your PDF file using multiple operations. So let us see how to do it using the data multiple operations tool.
So according to the problem given, the selling price of per toy is $10. The direct cost of manufacturing is $2. There is a fixed cost of $10,000, and they have told us to calculate the profit that is going to be earned for a quantity of 2,000. That is 2,000 toys when it is sold, what would be the profit? Now what is the formula they have told us to put? So that is profit is equal to quantity into selling price minus direct cost minus fixed cost. So this is the formula we have to use to find out the profit. So again, as formulas always begin with equal to sign, we write equal to, where is the quantity? The quantity is in this cell, quantity multiplied by, in bracket, the selling price minus the direct cost, close the brackets, minus the fixed cost, that is 10,000. So enter, and we get a profit of 6,000 rupees for the quantity of 2,000. Now they want to find out that they have asked us to find out what is going to be the profit if your number of toys, that is the quantity of toys, increased from 500 to 5,000. So here from 500 to 5,000 we will select 2 and up to 5,000. at an interval of 500. So now we want to know what is going to be the profit if our quantity of sale is 500 toys, 1000 toys, 4000 toys, etc. Again, what we will do, we will select both the cells, both the columns. Now go to data, go to multiple operations. Now in multiple operations, where is the formula? The formula for profit is in cell number D10. So I click on D10. Now where is the column input? What is going to change in this particular formula? It is the quantity that is going to change. You want to find out for the varying quantities, and in this formula the quantity is in this particular cell. So we click on this cell, that is D8, and then you say OK. So now it will tell you that here the profit or the loss, it could be loss also. See here, profit or loss. So for 500 quantity, the loss is going to be minus 6000. For 1000, it is going to be minus 2000, and from here on, from 1500, there is going to be a profit of 2000, 6000, 5000, like this. So multiple varying values, you can find out what is the profit or the loss using the data multiple options. So this is the example that they have told in the PDF file for you to understand. So I hope you have understood how we can use multiple operations to calculate varying values, for the impact of that the varying values on a particular formula. So till now we used only a single formula for calculating the different quantities. Now today we are going to learn how to use multiple formulas. So now here we are supposed to find out what is the profit or loss per quantity. So how do we do that? The formula is given. The profit or loss per quantity will be equal to profit divided by the quantity. So here it is 3 rupees is the profit for every quantity that you make. So now here we are going to find out the profit as well as the loss and per unit profit or loss. Same way we are going to now, but this time we are going to select 3 columns because we need 3 of this. Yes. Now go to data, multiple operations, and this time in the formula we are going to select both the formulas. So here we have got 2 formulas, and the column input once again is going to be the quantity, because we are going to find out for the different quantity in the formula quantity, and here we say OK. So here you get the per quantity per unit profit or loss. So if you make 500 the quantity, then the loss will be minus 12 rupees per piece. If you make 1000, then it is going to be minus 2 rupees will be the loss, and in all the other cases it is going to be a profit. So this way, using multiple formulas also you can do calculations. Now let us see how we can use both the row input and the column input and find out on varying selling prices. So let's take here, these are the quantities that you have sold, and this is at the different price. So let's take at 5 rupees. Here already we had seen for 10 rupees how much it was. Now let us see for different varying values. So 10 rupees. Now if you sell it, 1 minute, format the cells and make it a number. Decimal places, yeah, here because the decimal formatting is there, I will just remove the decimal places and make it as 0 decimal places. Yeah, now here 5, then let's take for 15 rupees. If you sell it, how much it would be? Let's take if I sell the toy for 30 rupees or for 25 rupees, or say let's take 40 rupees and 60 rupees. So these are the different rates. The selling prices for 5 rupees, 15 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees and 60 rupees. If you sell so much quantity, what would be the profit and the loss? Once again, we will have to select this range. Oh, 1 second. I will have to select this range and go to data, multiple options. Once again here the formula will be the formula for profit. Now what will be the row input? What is changing over here in the row input? It is the selling price. And what is changing in the column input? These are the quantity. So you click on quantity here. So here in the row input you are giving varied different prices, and in the column input you are giving the quantity that is going to change, and you say okay. You will get to see the different calculations for the different types of prices. So for a 5 rupees all throughout until 3000 rupees you are going to make a loss, and after it is 3500 onwards then you will make slight profits. Whereas if 60 rupees is your selling price, for 500 items also you will make 19,000 will be your profit, and 2,80,000 will be your profit if you make 5,000 units. So this way you can calculate the different types of profits that you can make for the different quantities at different selling prices. So just like how we had calculated the interest rates, at different interest rates what is going to be the principal amount and the simple interest that you will calculate. Similarly, in this example that is given in your PDF textbook, the example I have already solved and showed you how to do the different types of rates, the selling prices, and how the profit will change for the different quantities.
Next we are going to learn about is something called as a goal seek. Now what is the meaning of a goal? A goal means a target and seek means to get. So this particular goal seek means to achieve a particular target. In simple English it is called as achieving a particular target. So usually when you run a formula you get you use certain arguments in that formula, and when you enter it you get the particular result. But in case of goal seek, you will work with a already completed formula, and you are going to get the achieved result by changing a particular value. That means to achieve a particular goal, what are the arguments that will change? That is what is a goal seek. Goal seek means to achieve a particular target, what changes will you make in the values that are used in a formula? That is what is the meaning of goal seek.
Let us understand goal seek with this very simple example, the same example of simple interest that we had done in the previous assignments also. That is the principal amount, rate of interest, number of years, and using the formula P into N into R divided by 100, we have calculated the simple interest. So here the formula is given over here, D4 into D6 into D8 divided by 100. The formula remains the same. Now what is the use of a goal seek? Now goal seek is reverse calculation. So when I write a formula in this cell and press the enter key, it gets calculated, right? Now in goal seek, I want the value I am giving already, the goal that I want to achieve, and it will calculate reverse back. Now here the goal, my goal is that I want to get an interest of say 10,000 rupees as my interest, and to get an interest of 10,000 rupees, how much should I invest, or what should be my principal amount at that point of time with this particular remaining 7.5% interest? What will be my principal amount which I need to invest? So I click on goals tools, goal seek, and here I get this particular dialog box. Now first I need to say where is my formula. So my formula is in cell number D11. I click on the formula. Now what is my target value? Using this formula, what is the target that I want to achieve? I want to achieve 10,000 rupees as my interest. I want to get 10,000 rupees or 8,000 rupees, whatever it is. I want to get this as my interest. Now where is the variable cell? By changing which cell do I want to get this particular interest? I want to change the principal. So the principal cell, and I click on OK. So it will tell you that your insert successfully this particular amount. If you will invest, that is your principal amount, you will get an interest of at 7.5%. You will get the interest of 10,000 rupees. So my principal amount gets changed. Now let us again do another one. Let us see that if I want to get the same interest, but by keeping the same value, that is 1 lakh rupees, but I want to change this particular rate of interest. So again I will click on tools, goal seek, goal seek. Now here my formula again is in cell number this. Now what is my target value? Again target value I am keeping as 10,000 rupees as my simple interest, but my varying value will be the rate. This time I don't want to change the rate, I want the principal. I want to see what if I change my rate, then what will be my interest, and I click on OK. It will say that your value. So if I say 10% interest, then I will get 10,000 rupees on 1 lakh. So this way I can have different goals. My goal is the one which I need to achieve, and using this I can find. So let me once again say tools goal seek. Now this time the formula is the same. Here my target value for my interest, simple interest, I want to get an interest of, let's take 25,000 rupees. So 25,000, and which I want to sell, I want to change my principal amount. So changing my principal amount, the rate remaining 10%, I want to get, my target value is 25,000. So I want to get a simple interest of 25,000. So how much should I invest? So I am reverse calculating, and it will tell me that at 10% I need to invest 2,50,000 rupees for 1 year to get this particular amount of 25,000. So this is called as the goal seek. That is my goal. I give my target or my goal, and I change my formula according to that. So what is the formula? According to that, what I want to change, what is varying, that I will change and get my desired goal.
Now this is a problem which has been given to you in your PDF for the purpose of goal seek. So here a student is planning to, her goal is to get 75% distinction in after the semester exams are over. She wants to get 75% or distinction in all the subjects. So assuming that the exam is of 100 marks each, what is the marks that she has to get, or the goal of her goal of achieving 75%? For that purpose, how much marks should she achieve in semester 4? Now this can be clearly understood by using the goal seek. So let us do this problem using goal seek. So according to the problem given, the target is that the student should get 75% in the total exams altogether, and so we need to understand how much marks he or she will have to score in the 4th semester so that she gets a distinction finally. So now for calculating the distinction, that is 75%, so first you should know what is the current. So what is the formula for the percentage? So you have to enter all the marks, that is semester 1 plus semester 2 plus semester 3 plus semester 4 divided by 4. That is, it is the percentage, right? So it will be multiplied by 4 divided by, so you get 4. So as of now the student is getting 64.75%. But what is the target? What is the goal that you want to achieve? The goal is 75%. So, and what do you want to know which should change? It is the 4th semester marks that you want to know how much she has to get. So go to tools, goal seek. Now here, in which the formula is in this particular cell, what is the target value? The target value is 75. And which cell, which is a variable cell? The cell number semester 4. So you want to know that in semester 4, to get 75% finally, how much marks should be achieved. So you click on OK, and it will say that insert 41. So you say here 41 marks and 75%. So in semester 4, he or she needs to get 41 marks to achieve 75%. Similarly, for all the subjects you want 75, so you can simply drag this. 1 minute. Let me undo it. I just delete this off. Here. Now here again, click on tools, goal seek. What is the formula? The formula is in this particular cell. The target value again is 75, and the variable cell is this particular cell, and say OK. Now you say that the goal seek has been successful, and insert 70% marks. So similarly over here again, tools, goal seek. My target value, the formula is in this particular cell. My target value is 75 marks and my variable varying cell is the semester 4 marks. Say okay. Now 80% marks is needed to get a 75%. Similarly over here I can again drag this formula to this because the formula remains the same. As of now he is getting only 55%. Again here tools, goal seek. My formula is in this bar. The target value is 75 and my variable value is 4th semester marks. Here 77. So in this way I get to know how much marks I have to achieve, the student has to achieve in the 4th semester to get a target of 75% distinction. Now another advanced version of a goal seek is called as a solver. Now a solver is similar to goal seek. The only difference between a goal seek and a solver is that solver amounts to more elaborate form of goal seek. The difference between solver is that it deals with equations of multiple unknown variables and also it specifies the maximum and minimum results according to a set of rules. So in case of a goal seek, you can just give the target value and which cell you can change or which value you want to change to achieve that target. That is a simple goal seek. But in case of a solver, it allows you to change more variables and also it allows you to give conditions based on which the target can be achieved. So there can be targets of maximum achievement, minimum achievement or a particular value achievement, that is the target, or it can also specify certain conditions which can be placed in order to achieve that goal. So that is the difference between a goal seek and a solver. It will be clearly understood by you when I explain it with the help of this example.
Solver is just like goal seek, but in goal seek the difference between solver and goal seek is that in goal seek we could change only one value and find the impact of that change on the goal which we have set. But in case of a solver, we can not only set the goal but also we can give conditions on the basis of which the goal can be achieved. So let us understand solver. Now here again we have got principal amount 5,000, the rate of interest is 4, number of years is 3 and simple interest is already calculated with the same formula. But here suppose if I want a particular condition that I don't want to have my maximum that I want to invest as principal is 7,000 rupees. I don't want more than that, and my rate of interest should be greater than, can be greater than 3, but it should always be less than 6. So this is the condition. Let's take a condition whereby it should be it can be my interest rate I can afford greater than or equal to 3, but it should always be less than or equal to 6, not more than that. So these are the conditions which I want, according to the basis of which I want my simple interest to be at least 800 rupees. Okay, so these are the 3 or 4 conditions that I am setting for my particular goal. That is, the principal amount should be more than maximum, or it should be 7,000 rupees, not more than that. The rate of interest can be between 3 and 6%, and but my simple interest should come to 800. So this is the conditions which I want, so that now I want to solve this particular condition and find out if it can come up in this particular way. So I click on tools and solver. Now here, what is the target cell? My target cell is my simple interest. Okay, now what is the value of the simple interest which I want? I want my value to be 800, right? So I think I close the window. Yeah, here. So my simple interest target cell is this particular cell. Now optimize results to maximum, minimum and value, but I have set up a value that I want 800 rupees as my simple interest. By changing which cell you want, I want to change the principal. Okay, so this is the principal. Now what are the conditions which I want? I want to say that my principal should be 7,000. It should be less than 7,000. It should not be less than or equal to 7,000. Only that much. What is my rate of interest? Here I click on rate of interest, and this cell can be greater than or equal to 3, but also it should be again less than or equal to 6. So these are my conditions. Here the value is again 7,000 here. So here these are my conditions. So I have set up the conditions which I want over here. Here my target cell is my simple interest. The value I want minimum 800 rupees, or the value, that is, this is the simple interest which I want, 800 rupees. I want it only by changing which cell? By changing the principal cell. So the target or the goal is this, to get 800 rupees by changing the simple interest, the principal. But here I have got a limiting condition. Limiting condition is that my principal amount should be less than 7,000 rupees and the rate of interest should be between 3 and 6%. So this is the conditions which I have given. Let us see by clicking on solve whether I will be able to solve this or get this particular desired result. So when I click on the solve button, yes, solving successfully. So here if I change my principal amount to 6,666 rupees 67 paise, my rate of interest remaining 4% and my number of years remaining 3, I can achieve a target of 800 rupees as my simple interest. So I can solve this particular problem by using a solver. So all my conditions have been met. I got my target. So if I want to keep it, I can keep the result of 800, or I can restore back to my previous. If I just wanted to find out whether it is possible, yes, you can keep the result. Otherwise, you can just simply keep the restore back to the previous value. So if I keep the result, it will be the new value. If I restore back, it will go back to my previous value. So let me keep the result and it is solved. So this is what is called as a solver. Solver and goal seek, the difference is only that you can give conditions in a solver to attain a particular goal.
So with this, we come to the end of session number 1 of spreadsheet unit. You may feel that there are a lot many things which have been covered in session number 1, but do not worry about it. Please go through it slowly. Go multiple times. Go through the different examples and the video. The more the number of times you see the video, the more things will get clear to you. And please try to practice the same assignments whichever I have already taught you through the videos. Try to learn and do these sessions, these practicals itself, so that it becomes clear. I will be trying to explain to you much more in detail if suppose we have a live session. But in the meantime, please understand and go through these videos and also go through the PDF, because the same examples which I have taught you in the video is also there in the PDF as screenshots. So you will be able to understand it also. If you are not able to understand the video, you can also go through the PDF files. The same thing has been explained in PDF, whatever I have explained in the video. So try to practice it using OpenOffice Calc. Thank you.